Hey, what is up, guys? It is King of Kicks here. Momentarily, we are going to be joined by a reseller who DM'd me looking for a little bit of advice. So I'm going to help him with the best of my abilities. If you guys have any questions or want to be on a Zoom call as well, I do it for free just to help you guys out. So go ahead and shoot me a message or leave a comment if so, and I will get to your question. So we're just waiting on him to join, and we will get right into it.
Fulfills Zay King, yeah. Yeah, I got kicks for the low, and I got kicks for the high, yeah. I got kicks for the chicks, and I got kicks for the guys, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
Is your video on?
I don't have a camera on my thing
Okay.
because I'm on a whole computer.
All good.
Yeah.
So what's going on, bro? What question you got for me?
So I'm doing like FLX, you know what I mean? Like DS.
Gotcha.
And I'm making a decent amount of money, but I want to have a lot of inventory.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what's your name, by the way? Like your actual name?
Kirk, Kirk. Yeah.
All right, Kirk. What's up? So, what do you work? So, like, what is your? So, are you basically wondering, like, what's the question? Like, how do I get more inventory, or are you trying to, like, what are you trying to do? What do you need from me?
What do I do at sneaker events to get like good deals and then sell them? You know what I mean? Should I do tables?
Okay, so there's a few different. So sneaker events are tricky, especially right now with the way that things are changing. So a while ago, sneaker events were the place for selling. In my opinion, around SneakerCon Dallas time, I want to say 3 to 4 months ago, it was like really prime for selling. Now, with the economy and the way it's set up, there's not any more stimulus checks going out, and so I think that has a large reason to do with why sneaker events aren't as good for selling. And so what I do right now to just get the most out of it is like you have customers where you're from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have online customers. So the same thing with me. And what I do now is I use all of my time at the sneaker event to capitalize on finding the best deals so that when I come home, I can make the most profit with those pairs. Because the worst thing that can happen is you pay all this money to get to a sneaker convention and you buy a table and then you don't sell anything. Obviously, vendors are necessary, but for you in your case, what you're trying to do is find good deals and flip them. So what I would suggest you doing, I think you've got two really good options. Number one, I wouldn't buy a table at all if you're really looking to like focus on getting inventory, getting pairs. Buying a table, people do set up tables and they do buy tables, but it's not optimal. A lot of times when someone's walking around with their shoes and they see you selling on a table, they're not going to offer to sell them to you. It just doesn't happen that much. What I like to do is I like to get to the event the minute like vendors get there. So I get there early in the morning. I buy either a vendor table, or if you reach out to the sneaker conventions, normally they'll give you a pass so you can get in with vendors. And then what you want to do is spend all morning before people show up just going around to the tables and trying to find the best deals possible, because you want to hit those people while they're still setting up, so that way none of the other resellers that are setting up have time to come hit the tables. You know what I mean? So it gives you first dibs. It gives you the opportunity to get all the deals. Yeah. Then what you want to do is you want to right before the event is about to start, you want to go outside and you want to just pretty much for the rest of the event, because you've already done everything you can do inside for the first 3 hours, stay outside in the line. So that's where you're going to find the best deals, is in the line, because you got to think that's just the average guy who's like, hey, look, I've worn these a few times, or maybe he hasn't, maybe he just bought them, but he needs the money, or he wants to buy another shoe. And you can go out there and you can get them for a really good price. I get all my best deals from the line at sneaker conventions. I guess my question would be, are you looking to stay in the DS market, or are you looking to buy DS and used, or just used when you go to these events?
So I bought a pair off my friend, and you were there and you bought them off me in West Palm.
Okay.
The sneaker event. I sold you a pair of What the Fours for like $215.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I paid $160, so I like that margin.
I like that margin too.
You're still making money.
Exactly. I'm still making money.
I don't know how much you made off that, but $215. I mean, they were pretty good, but I just don't know what to do. Like, I would want to like go with you and see what you do.
Well, I think a good Well, have you watched my YouTube videos?
Yes, that's why I was like when I see that 5,000, the 102 pairs, I'm like, wow. I
Yeah.
mean, my capital's not horrible, like 4 grand. I mean, that's at least 20 pairs
I mean,
used.
4 grand's a lot of money. Oh, well, 4 grand can definitely get you. Yeah, I'd say probably about 20 pairs. It depends on what you're buying. So if you're buying like $100 pairs, then four
Yeah,
grand will get you
exactly.
40. If you're buying $200 pairs, they'll get you 20. So I think you're in the $20 to $30 inventory range. But I think if you're spending like all day surfing that line with 4 grand, I don't know how much of that's tied up into inventory or not. But I mean, even if you only have 2 grand, you stand out there in that line and you can, as you see, you can get some good deals. You bought them off your friend for 160 and you made a $55 profit.
Yeah.
And the difference between what selling used and selling new is the margin for new is normally, unless you have a sneaker shop, a lot smaller,
Yeah.
and it's more capital intensive. So you're having to spend $200 to make $30 instead of spending 160 to make 50. So I think for you, this is just my personal opinion. When I had 4 grand, I think the best way to get the most bang for your buck is with used, because you can get more inventory, which means you have more selections for your customers to choose from. You know what I mean? So it gives you more opportunity to make money. And your margins, like you said, you found out they were higher with used, which everyone knows. That's the case with everybody. So I would recommend sitting on that line and buying used pairs. And it's also really important to educate yourself on what used pairs are selling. And so I think like a really good way that I found to like if you're not selling tons like me every day to kind of see exactly what shoes go for what, just stay focused on the classics and stay focused on like what's selling a lot online. So I would join Facebook groups. I don't know if you're in any Facebook groups, but what Facebook groups did for me it's constantly showing you what people are buying and what people are posting. And so if you see 10 people posting a shoe and none of it is selling, you kind of know like, I really don't need to buy that shoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I would do is what I feel like I should do is take $500,
Okay.
buy used shoes, and the thing is, I don't know where I should sell them. Should I sell them? Like, I want to have the capital to be able to travel like you and get 100 pairs of shoes, and you know what I mean?
Well, I think I'm going to answer both of those. There's two things I want to pick apart. So number one, I don't think you should. So you're in West Palm Beach, right?
Yeah. So there's a event coming up October 2nd.
Sneaker exit, right?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah, one of them. So how many followers on Instagram? About 1,300, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it used to be my personal account, so I kind of flipped it and then it like died off, kind of thing.
I feel that. Okay.
I need to promote my business. That's what it is.
So here's the thing. You gotta crawl before you can walk. You know what I mean? And so I think what you need to focus on, and this is what I tell all the newer resellers that I talk to, and this is what I did personally. So I'm only telling you things that I've done that I know are tried and true. I'm not going to tell you something that I wouldn't do myself. So when I started out, Facebook groups, marketplace. So in West Palm Beach, I bet there's a Facebook group for sneakers. If there's not, you need to get on Facebook Marketplace, and you need to post. That's where you need to post all your shoes, on that and on Instagram. Now, I don't know how tech savvy you are and what your situation is with the internet, but you can also get on eBay. eBay's like the shiznits now. I would suggest getting on there. But if you're like looking for quick flips and you want to really get to the point where you can buy 100 pairs at an event, this is what I said in one of my videos. You can't buy 100 pairs until you can sell 100 pairs. You know what I mean? So you got to really focus on growing your clientele and growing your customers, because if you don't have customers, you don't have sales. And if you don't have sales, you don't have money. So I want to say for you, for over the next month to 2 months, really focus on getting on Facebook and growing your social media and attracting as many customers as possible. I don't know if you have business cards or not. But
yeah, I do.
Okay, perfect. You need to take your business cards, and everywhere you go, if you see somebody that's got a decently cool looking pair of shoes on, hey man, what's going on? My name's Kirk. I have a reselling business. I'm just trying to grow my brand. If you need any shoes or anything, shoot me a message and I'll get you taken care of. Maybe you give out 100 and only 2 or 3 people message you, but now that's 2 or 3 more customers that you have that you can make money on. And I know this sounds like it sucks and it's boring and it's not as fun as just going and selling a bunch of pairs, but I promise you, how old are you again?
16. So.
Okay, bro, you got time. I promise you. I'm 19 right now. When I was 16, I was I wasn't even in your shoes. I did not have as much money as you when I was 16. Like, you're set up for success right now. You just have to, over the next 2 years, consistently grow this customer base so that by the time you're 18 and you can go do whatever you want, you don't have to go to college and you don't have to go get a crappy job. You'll have the clientele to be able to support buying 50 to 100 pairs a week. And then you'll be put into a position to where you can do whatever you want. You can keep growing. And it's because you grow a strong foundation. What something my mom always told me that I always thought was stupid, and now looking back, it made a lot of sense. She said, you have to make like a really solid foundation or everything on top of it's going to collapse. So right now, your solid foundation, my man, is growing that customer base, getting on Facebook, making yourself known locally. And there's a scene in West Palm Beach, bro. Like, I know Shop Relux is there. They're good people.
Yeah, I sell to them a lot.
There you go. So Headache Trading Co. is really good. And a thing that I do that you should probably look into as well, this is where the quick money comes from. You want to talk about quick money the right way.
But like 30 profit per, right? Or is that what you're looking for?
Me personally, I'm looking for the most I can get. There's some pairs that like I make $100 profit on, 150.
Yeah, like the Oreos, I held 4 pairs and I made 400. So you know what I mean?
That's fire. But some pairs I sell for 30 or 40 because it's 30 or 40 bucks. But
100 out of 100 pairs, that's a lot of money.
Exactly. So if you're flipping 100 at 30 a pair, that's $3,000. You know what I mean? So it does add up
for a day.
Exactly. So what you need to do though also is like I don't know if these shops need inventory. This is something that you could go check out as well though. Like, my business is structured that I do have customers, but I also have a bulk buyer. And so like maybe you go to Relux or you go to Headache or you go to any of the other shops and you're like, hey, look, if you guys need inventory, you tell me what you want. I'm going to an event this weekend. Tell me what you're paying and I'll get it for you. And then you can pay less than that, sell it to them and make quick money. You know what I mean? Then you have a guaranteed sale. Yeah. So I would go try that out as well. See if you can do that and really establish yourself locally. Make sure that you're introducing yourself to everyone and make a name for yourself, man. Because after 2 years of consistently doing that and growing from, okay, I bought 5 pairs at Sneaker X at West Palm. Oh, okay, I bought 10, I bought 20, I bought 30. And you'll be set, man. And so what I want you to do now is like, so that way you're not leaving this with just a bunch of information. Number one, I don't know how much bills you have or if you have any. If you have none, that's awesome. If you have some, yeah. I want you to add up your bills and then divide it by 4 and say that's how much profit I have to make each week to pay my bills. Okay, so that way you have an exact goal of like, I have to sell minimum of this pound of pair of shoes to pay for my bills. So whether that's only gas or food or you want to make a goal to save money, do that. Yeah, that way you know exactly. So that way you know exactly how much profit you need to make per week. So that way you can start setting yourself up for success and planning and budgeting in the future. Number 2, I want you to come up with a goal every week of like how many people you're going to go introduce yourself to in public and like showing up at these sneaker events. Like, that's another thing, bro. You want to talk about finding customers? Sneaker X at West Palm Beach is literally a building full of potential customers for you. That's how you have to look at this. Yeah. So when you're in line, not only cashing out, you need to go, hey, bro, look, I don't know if you need anything right now or if you have anything for sale right now, but if you don't, here's my card. Anytime, hit me up. I'll take care of you. Bro, there's probably 200 or 300 people there in line all day.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. And vendors, bro, you need to order like 1,000 business cards and just be out there all day introducing yourself. And on top of that, I wish I would have started making content like this and like my YouTube videos 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I was your age. Start right now. Start making this content. Because if you're going to get 10 views today and you're going to get 10 views tomorrow, but in 2 years, you're going to be getting 20,000 views, 30,000 views. And people are, and listen, I'm sure what you're thinking is like, nobody wants to watch a kid who isn't doing it huge yet, but that's not true. What you need to do is say, look, what's up guys? My name's Kirk, West Palm Beach Kicks here. And I'm going to show you guys the steps that I'm taking right now as a beginner reseller to grow my company. And then that gives you the you're not saying I'm a big baller. You're not saying I know I'm an expert, but what you are saying is, let me show you guys what I'm doing and maybe that'll help you out. So do you have any other questions, Kirk?
Yeah. I have 2. I feel like I should kind of change my name. What would you recommend?
Okay, that's a really good question. And I actually,
because like my business cards aren't there, kind of. It just shows like my name. I want it like, whatever how yours is probably, with your. Well, I don't know.
I can tell you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. I was just in the shower actually. I was just thinking about this. That's so crazy you said that. So a lot of guys will take their Instagram, and here's what I want you to do, Kirk. I'm going to answer your question, but I want you to start watching lots of Gary Vee, lots of Grant Cardone, lots of Brendan Burchard on YouTube. And I want you to stop thinking about this as a hobby or as a side hustle and start thinking about this as a business. So every time that you like want to make a choice for what you're going to do, think about it. What would a business owner do? So when you, okay, for example, Shop Relux, they have a really dope name. And it's really cool. They have a nice logo. But the really special thing about what they have is no matter where they go around the country, they're Shop Relux. The problem with your Instagram name right now, which it's not a huge problem now because you're just
people. Yeah, there's people that have that kind of same thing.
Exactly. It doesn't differentiate you from the competition. Bro, I'm telling you, I had 3 other dudes in my DM asking me questions who are also from West Palm Beach, and I didn't know if you were one of them because
yeah, exactly
the same similar name. So what I want you to do is I want you to grow a brand around you. Okay, grow a brand. And so like me, King of Kicks, it's got nothing to do with my city, but it's everything to do with me because my name's Isaiah King and it's who I am and it's what I do. You need to, Kirk, come up with something. So maybe even if it's Kirk's Kicks, it's better than West Palm Beach Kicks because it's you. You know what I mean? Or you could say more of the business route and you come up with a name like, I don't know, something cool. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
My mom asked my mom about it.
Yeah, that's you, bro.
But what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do is so I have like let's say 100 business cards right now. I'm gonna give those out until I run out, and then I'll change my name. You know.
Boom. That's it.
So I don't waste that $15 just for nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Get those cards out there, bro, for sure.
And okay, yeah, go ahead. Oh, my last question was, how like we were talking about going to the sneaker events. Should I bring my money and like just look for good deals and just if I see it, buy it? And how do I make sure they're legit? Like I don't want to waste money on legit checking.
Absolutely. So legit checking is something that
scary
over a thing real quick, and it's something that I struggle with every day. I don't buy Mocha ones anymore because
that's true.
I haven't taken the time to really learn how to legit check them because I'm so busy. So I've been scammed 3 times buying them. I just don't even buy them anymore. There's shoes that just aren't going to be faked that well. And so you don't really have to be super into it. But there's a lot of little things you can do. Coming up really soon though, Kirk, me and my buddy Panhandle Kicks, we're starting a Discord group. And
okay, I would join that, yeah.
Well, what we're going to be doing is we're going to do consultation calls just like this one. We're going to give out early links to sneaker drops, giveaways, but we're also going to do lots of real versus fake content. And we're going to be charging for it, but I'm going to let you in for free as soon as we have it up and running. And so what you'll be able to do is watch all those videos on legit checking and be able to learn. But there are tons of videos on YouTube now. You just kind of want to get the general gist of it. So go on YouTube, watch 2 hours worth of legit check videos, watch Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s, the main stuff that you're going to be buying, just so you have a general idea of it. And Kirk, one of the things that comes with time and experiences, you'll know. Like me, I look at pairs now and you just know kind of because you know you've had them so many times. So by being at these events more, having the pairs more, you'll kind of just learn and pick up the trick of the trade over time. But do you have any other questions, Kirk?
Just do you recommend I go and try to buy used shoes this October and just look?
I mean, I definitely like how many pairs do you have in your inventory right now?
Right now, they're all DS, but like 4, 6, 7, 8, like 10.
Okay, so Kirk, here's what I would do.
And it's all the hype releases right now. So like the championship reds, that's gonna give me a 60 profit probably because they're up there. The Pollens and bricks kind of. The Yeezy 350 lights and the Lightnings. I mean, that's a good 200 at least, 300 around there. It's gonna be hard though.
Here's what I would do, Kirk. Until we get to that event, here's what I want you to do. I want you to start posting them on Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups, and I want you to start posting them on your Instagram. And I want you to get really good at taking good quality photos. Tonight, if you'll text me, I'll shoot you a few like different styles of photos I've taken for Instagram to show you like a template for what you can do. Get really good at taking photos and start posting on Facebook. Try to sell as many of those until we get to October as you can. When we get to October, here's a cool thing you can do. You're going to go to buy shoes there, but get a wagon, put the shoes that you already have in it, and then go there. And while you're buying in the morning from vendors, try to sell them to vendors. and make your profit on them. Try to flip them to vendors, and then take the money that you get from that, buy around the building so you can sell and buy at the same time while you're walking around, and then go outside and then start buying outside. And if you have any shoes left, still display them because people in line want to buy too. That's
how do I get in though, or like inside the event?
Okay, that's a good question. So there's a few ways. Number one, you can buy a vendor table so that way you have access to get in with everyone else, but you just don't use the table. I wouldn't do this because it's a pretty expensive option. I only do that when I have someone that's going to split it with me. So if you have a buddy that's reselling that wants to get in early too, I would then buy the table, split the cost with him because you get 2 wristbands, you get in at half the price. Or a lot of times these guys have options now at these events. I know Sneaker Exit does. It's called a VIP pass. Now there's 2 different ones. There's an early access and there's a VIP. I don't remember which is which, but one of them gets you in with the vendors. If there's not an option for that, all you have to do is DM them and you say, hey, I want to get in with vendors so I can cash out. How much can how much do I have to send you to get in with vendors? And they'll always say, send me $20, send me $50, $40, and we'll get you in.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Okay. So do I just follow up with you, or what should we do? So I just kind of want to learn. Like if I see you at the event, maybe I just watch kind of thing. Are you going to West Palm? No.
I don't know. The West Palm events are super far away for me. I'm 9 hours away from there. So it kind of just depends for me on what else is going on that weekend. But look, Kirk, you've got my Instagram. So if you ever have any questions, whether it's big or small, shoot me a DM. I'm pretty busy, but I'll do my best always to hit you back as quickly as I possibly can. But if you have any questions, just let me know. And listen, over the next month, I want you to do all the things that I'm telling you to do. And a month from now, I want you to shoot me a DM and let me know how it's going. And then we can get on another call like this and we'll talk about it. We'll do the update. Is that good?
So just go on just go on Facebook, post my shoes there, and go to the sneaker events and try to cash out and just be smart on the fake. Don't look, you know what I mean? And if I feel fishy about it, just if it's too good to be true, don't do it.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, bro, I mean, there definitely are fakes at events, but there's not that many. If people are trying to eat, and you kind of know what's going to be faked. You know what I mean?
Especially used, they're really not the older type of shoes. You know what I mean?
Right. And like, I'm going to like a Starfish 13 or Lucky Green.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Legend Blue 11 Low. The way the fake companies work is they put a lot of money into learning and like getting their equipment to make the fake sneakers really well. So like for a Mocha 1 that they know tons of people want, they do a really good job. But for like a Starfish 13, they're not doing that. So the fakes don't look as good, so you're easier to tell. And a lot of people don't need to buy a fake Starfish 13 because they can get it anywhere else for retail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So Kirk, I'm going to go over it one more time with you. Start posting on Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups. Figure out a new name for your business if you want to. I would. Grow your brand. Differentiate yourself from the competition. Start trying to sell your inventory and post better pictures on Instagram. And once the event rolls around, do all the things that we talked about. And if you have any questions in the meantime, hit me up. After a month or two, we'll get on another call. We'll update each other. You can tell me what you've done, what you've learned, and how it's going for you, and we'll go from there.
And okay, thank you. And can you just send me like pictures that I should use?
100%.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. I was glad. Thank you for talking to me. If you have any other questions, shoot me a DM, okay?
All right. I'll see you around, I guess.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.